What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Welcome to the REKAP Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey, REKAP Studios. What's going on? A sunny day here in the Chicago area. Chilly, but let's go. Plenty to discuss. The Bulls are 1-0. Oh, baby. The Chicago Bulls. Of course, that does impact the bet of the day. We'll get to that later on in the show. Chicago Bulls 1-0 with a 115-111 win over the Detroit Pistons. Big games from Vooch, Gideon, Mattis. Of course, that also impacted the bet of the day. Joe Cowley standing by. We'll do a Bulls recap podcast after we are live here on the REKAP Lunch Hour. And, of course, it's always brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations nearest you. Order.hooters.com. Have it delivered straight to your door, to your office. If you want to swing by, pick it up. Have a Big Daddy Mug or 3. Maybe the Blackberry Lemonade drink of the month, which is $8. Oh, for another week plus or so. We appreciate Hooters, proud partners of the REKAP and the REKAP Lunch Hour. Get right to the chat. Eric, what's going on? Nice win by the Bulls last night. Hopefully they have a productive season and try to get a playoff spot this year. I saw Chuck Swirsky tweet that the Bulls are coming to the playoffs. Ooh, pump the brakes. We're 81 games to go. 81 games to go. And, of course, the massive story today, the federal gambling story, where multiple we have NBA coaches, NBA players, all getting arrested. It's a crazy story. Millions of dollars, both NBA betting and illegal poker games. It's just absolutely crazy when you read the details. Eric says, sounds like Lamar not playing on Sunday from what I'm hearing on X, but Bears need to take care of business and find a way to win a damn football game. Plain and simple. The Bears say that they're planning for Lamar Jackson. I would too. I'm not, I don't know if he's practicing. Let's take a look. Lamar Jackson right now. Let's take a look with Lamar Jackson. I still think he plays. I do. We'll see what happens if he's a participant today. Here. Oh, we haven't seen if he's a full participant yet today. I'll keep you guys posted on that. If it comes here on the show and you guys see it before me, let me know. October 23rd, the day before the World Series starts, Mr. Potter is and always will be under the luxury tax. 20 years ago today, the iconic Paul Konerko Grand Slam and Scotty Pod's walk-off for White Sox lore. Chuck and I talked about that yesterday. If you haven't checked out the latest episode of the White Sox Recap podcast, me and Chuck Garfien have a nice reunion. It was outstanding. Walked down memory lane, talked about the current state of the White Sox. It's available anywhere you listen to audio, form, podcast, as well as here on the channel. Godfather, October 23rd, 2032, Ricketts says to the fans, we will spend at the deadline if we are in it. Godfather never, always relentless. Exactly, Eric. Nathan, absolutely wild news this morning coming out of New York with the NBA gambling ring. Sounds like Tony Soprano was involved. Yeah, the mafia involved in the underground poker games. It really is. Like, wild's a really good term for it. Happy Thursday, Guff and Katie, says Landon. Are you doing another Cappy Hour tomorrow? Cap will not be here tomorrow. So no Cappy Hour tomorrow. We'll let you know. We'll plan them a little more accordingly. We just kind of popped up and did it last week. Thursday night football predictions. Think J.J. McCarthy will see the field anytime soon, or is ankle sprain a shadow? Benching for him to learn more from Wentz. I don't think you're benching J.J. McCarthy for Carson Wentz. I don't know what's going on with that injury. I will say I did read a stat that Carson Wentz is undefeated all time on Thursday night football. For those of you who like to scratch the itch, Carson Wentz, a Thursday night football. And it's like, and I don't know the exact, it was like 6-0 or something. I'm going to go like this is a good coaching versus good coaching. Chargers have been a weird team lately. I think the Vikings can go on the road and win this football game. It's a big game for the Vikings, who now are sitting in the cellar of the NFC North. How about that? Happy Friday Eve from Kyle. Chicago Fire played a great game last night and won their first playoff game since 2009. Up next, best of 3 with the Philadelphia Union. Let's go Fire. Thanks for that update, Kyle. How about that? A playoff win in Chicago for those at the Chicago Fire. Fantastic. What's up, Rick from Honolulu? Which is more surprising, the Bulls win, the Blackhawks surge, or the multi-year sports betting ring exposed with the rest? I mean, It's like one of these things is not like the other, Rick. I got to go with the latter. Multi-year sports betting ring exposed. I mean, that a Bulls like a win, a Blackhawks quote surge, and an illegal federal gambling ring that is taking down 34 people. Yeah, I'd say that's going to be my vote. The Chicago Blackhawks are 3-2, +4. They've won a game. They got a game tonight, I believe. Let's take a look. Your Chicago Blackhawks 3-2, and they have the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight. That game on ESPN Plus and Hulu as well. Kyle, Bulls did okay, even with Kobe White out. Got to get better, but Modest looks like he might take that next step this season. I told you I was buying what Joe Cowley is selling. 17 or more last night. He had 21-6. What's your assessment on the Mariners dropping their series lead to losing the ALCS? They had all the talent in the world, and I think the Jays are probably overall better, but what happened to you? I mean, when you dissect a 7-game series, there's so many opportunities to win that game. I just don't think they had the bullpen to finish it off. They're up 3-1 in the 7th. They didn't have any big-name guys in that bullpen. And it was weird, as we know. The first 4 games of that series, the road team won. You thought Seattle coming back, needing one of the two. You got to tip your cap to Toronto. Nathan, Cubs free agents: Tucker, Castro, Keller, Thielbar, Brazier, Pomerantz, Sonata, Shota, Kittredge, Turner, Rogers, Ray, and Soroka. Any chance, in all actuality, we want to no, guys that won't be back. I'd be surprised if Tucker's back. Soroka's not back. Turner's not back. The bullpen's going to be rebuilt. Some of these guys are going to get multi-year deals, and I think you let them go. Like, is Brad Keller going to get like a 2 for $10 somewhere? I think Shota is back. I think his option gets picked up. There's definitely a lot. Colin Ray's option probably gets picked up. Kittredge, I don't know. Pomerantz, you're going to have to rebuild that bullpen. That's a certainty that not all those guys will be back. Kyle, let's see if the Hawks can keep up the good times while in Tampa tonight. Let's go Hawks. Cowart, what's going on? Big Hawks game tonight. Godfather, ride by Wrigley last night. I could hear the crickets very loudly. Oh, Godfather, that's one of your best ones you've had in a while. How about Mike McDaniel joking about Tua, saying how he hopes he doesn't throw 10 picks? Joke, shaky ground, clowns all throughout that locker room between those two. Yeah, that whole thing is such a dumpster fire in Miami. You know, he looks like a mafia kingpin, the way he dresses, hair slicked back, wearing capris on the sideline. Kyle, Guff, here's a stat of the day for you and Cap. This is the first time the Bulls, Bears, and Blackhawks are all over 500 since. Wow, Kyle. I'm taking a picture of that. That might be our stat of the day, my friend. What a stat. Wow. And also so sad. Jordo says Justin Turner may be gone by Cubs. Yeah, I don't expect Justin Turner to be back. He was a great teammate. They called him the player coach. Guff, just prepare as if Lamar is playing. Season for Baltimore is all but on the line on Sunday. Keep focused as we go for 5 in a row. Go Bears. Yeah, I would plan for Lamar Jackson. Eli, what's up, my friend? Hi. Would you trade Kobe White even if you were top 6 in the East? If you don't plan on bringing him back, yes. But you better make sure he's healthy first. What's going on, Becky? Got it. Oh, Becky got the petty. Becky's back from the petty. I like it. Lip, listen to the podcast with our Chuck, and it was awesome. You two are the best duo in Sox media. Lip, I appreciate it, man. It felt like old times. I mean, Chuck's a dear friend of mine. Like, we haven't worked together, obviously, in a year, but our relationship, we're still friends. But to be together talking White Sox in a podcast format again was just fantastic. Becky, the concert last night was amazing. Good for you. I think it was what you saw. Paul McCartney, I believe. Terry Rozier is innocent. Rumor has it a one-armed man placed bets in his name. Oh, landed and you're fugitive. Godfather, what does everyone expect with a gambling sponsoring every sports show and game? It will only get worse. It's just too easy to get caught up in that stuff. As I bring you the bet of the day later in the program. Happy for the Fire, but let's go Miami Inter FC. I think they just re-signed Messi. Did I see that correctly? Let me take a look real quick. Stand by. Messi, Inter Miami, sign extension through 2028. I have all that. I have all the news for you. Cohort, how exactly did Tucker become a Silver Slugger finalist, and when do the winners get announced? Winners get announced. They break it down. I don't know how you miss that much time. And here, let's see. The Silver Sluggers will be announced Thursday, November 6th. So we will find out here in a couple of weeks. Miami already has too many great things. Let's see what happens. Go fire Becky. I don't think they'll bring back Castro Obrazier. Colin McDaniel, a kingpin today when the Mafia came to light. Touche. At Fly Shaker, oh boy, Landon changed his name. After the Bears clown show last year, it's a strange feeling watching other teams turning into dumpster fires, a la the Jets, the Dolphins, and the New York Football Giants. Who's not green? Becky thinks Justin Turner will retire. That's actually not a bad call. That could happen. And maybe if he wants to stay in baseball, I think there's definitely a spot for him. What's going on, Mark? Appreciate you being here. Hope you're having a good day as well. I'm glad you're in the chat. Sam, Chicago sports are on the come up. I hope. There was really only one way up. The fact that I'm taking a picture of a stat that Kyle gave saying that 3 teams are over 500 and 1-0 is what it took to get there is sad. What's the stat? First time the Bears, Bulls, and Hawks are all over 500 since 2010. Somewhere I want to do a puke emoji. Landon says Fly Shaker was my old handle. I don't know why it popped up on there. Oh, watch out, Landon. The hackers are in. Mark, I could see Turner as a coach in the future for sure. Pretty much was already a coach this year. Jordo, remember Guns N' Roses singer through the mic off the stage in Iowa. He's a Cubs fan. I've seen Guns N' Roses. I saw Guns N' Roses at Wrigley, actually. It was fantastic. Do you know what you are? You're in the jungle, baby. You're going to die. It was fantastic. Oh, Becky's so excited that she's changed her handle now to @BeatlesBeck. She had that much fun last night at the Paul McCartney concert, and now is going to be in Dallas. I always like knowing where Becky is. So she'll be in Dallas this weekend. She just got back from the pedicure. First thing she does. I'm assuming, Becky, that you're like reclined right now with your feet up. I don't know what that foam toes thing's called. What is that called, Katie? What's the pedicure foam toes thing called? Oh, you don't know. Okay, well, Becky's currently in it. She just got her pedi. Oh, yeah, Becky, how about you? What color nails did we go with? Landon, what's the gambling ring? That's the gambling ring coming at you. Nobody's safe. Kyle, hope the Fire win against Philly like Chelsea FC did to Ajax Amsterdam yesterday. Absolutely killed them 5-1. Keep it up. Blues and Fire. I'll be watching Sunday's game on Paramount Plus, which is where Kyle Slack and I watched Champions League action yesterday. Exactly, Landon. You did this. Eli, what if Jerry dies before 2029? Does Ishbia, would he be owner sooner or would he have to wait? I think first of all, I'm not rooting for that, obviously. Justin Ishbia, I believe, has first rights to purchase the team come in 2029 regardless. Jay, great to see you and Chuck on the podcast. Great interview. If there was one player you could recommend to Gets to sign, who would it be? Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you listening. Well, okay. So it's like I would like Kyle Schwarber, but that's not the fit right now. Like that's not where they are. I think they have a couple of guys in mind. Like I would like to see like a Kenley Jansen as the closer on a 1-year deal. Chuck and I talked about Cedric Mullins being as an addition in left field. And you probably spend some money in first base. I don't know if Josh Naylor's in the conversation. He might price himself out of the market. But I think like that's kind of where you shop. And then you get like a number 3 or 4, like a Colin Ray type starter. I don't know what's going on. It looks like all the handles are changing. The only big question mark is the Cubs, because if they don't bring back Tucker and don't replace him, then they'll be the only team in trouble. I think they'll spend that money somehow. Watching from the airport, headed to Kentucky this weekend, Lip. All right. I like it. Oh, Becky went Halloween toes. Oh, boy. Oh, Halloween toes for Becky. Look out. I don't know what's going on with the handles, but it appears like they're all changing because this is Godfather, who is Mouse Visitor 25. You guys are like showing a part of you that I didn't know. I saw the Beatles at the International Amphitheater in 65. How about that? I did this. I switched the handles. My whole bedroom is Beatles. Oh, nice, Becky. Very cool. Well, that's why you loved the McCartney concert so much. Look at all these handle changes. EPL Champions League is diehard footy fans. Phil Sims, like, look, Phil's handles changed. The real Phil Sims. Crazy news this morning about the NBA. Definitely more names to come out. It feels like it. Nathan, tell me you saw the clip of David Ortiz welcoming everyone who's ever played for the Mariners to Cancun and then did a shot at tequila or something. I did see that. Guff, I agree about Jansen. Put him in a Cubs jersey for 1 year and let's see what happens. We did tape a Cubs podcast yesterday that I completely butchered the audio for, so we have to redo that one. And I mentioned Kenley Jansen in both podcasts, both the Cubs and the White Sox. I like the idea of bringing him and stabilizing the ninth inning. I like it as much as going to Hooters to watch sports, to watch football, to watch playoff baseball, the World Series, to watch college football. It's the best place for cold beer, great food, and the iconic Hooters girls. OriginalHooters.com. Go to one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. The Big Daddy mugs are of flowing Bud Light, Dos Equis, Michelob Ultra, and, of course, Sam Adams Oktoberfest. Limited time only, as October is about to put a book on October, close the book on October. That's insane. The lunch specials every day from 11 to 3, the OG wings, the boneless wings, the hamburger. Don't forget the tender tacos, the shrimp tacos. It's all there for you at Hooters, proud partner of the REKAP and the REKAP Lunch Hour. Will be in Melrose Park on November 11th. I'll start getting that, prepping that, and making that promo available soon. Would you want Josh Naylor on the Sox? Yes. White Sox killer himself. I just don't know what his market's going to be. And it might be too expensive I'm not saying the White Sox aren't capable of signing Josh Naylor. I just don't know if right now, if that, maybe like a year from now, I'm going to see. Let's see what Josh Naylor, I saw like $100 million. That seems here, Josh Naylor projected contract. That's what we need. Josh Naylor. Okay. It's like projections, 3 years, $45 million. If that's the case, I'm definitely bringing him in. I see ESPN says 3 for 52.5. Some say 4 for 80. Others say 5 for 100. I'm definitely shopping in the $45 million. I can tell you. Doppelgangers, Hawaii Profile. I don't know who exactly. Hawaii Profile, by the way, is Rick. I don't know exactly who we're talking about. I forgot. Sam, how many wins for the Sox next year? I need to know what they're bringing in first. I can't answer that just yet. I need to know the offseason plan. Clyde's real handle. We'll have to see here. Ricketts crashed the chat, says Godfather. Bought you a shirt at the concert. Good for you, Becky. Under the luxury tax, which I believe is cohort, will the Bears play a close game on Sunday? The spread's 6.5. I think it's a tough spot for them. I do think they'll linger for much of the game. I'm picking the Ravens as we speak, unless we find out something different about Lamar Jackson. Kyle, Katie, love your appearance on the members only video. Can't wait for another one. Cool. Glad you guys watched. Most Cub fans seem to be done with Hap. I wouldn't mind if the White Sox traded for him. He would be in the same city and a better option than Benny. Yeah, in the podcast, I did say I would probably DFA Benny and pay him. It just didn't. It's not his fault. It just didn't work here. I'd like the idea of Hap on the White Sox. He has a no trade clause. That could be tough, but it keeps him in the same city. I know he married a Chicago girl. Something to think about. Today would have been Johnny Carson's 100th birthday. There's some weird, wild stuff. I did not know that, Becky. Well done. A Johnny Carson impression. Who would have thought Guff has a Johnny Carson in him? Lip currently has the White Sox at 70 and 92. I think that's fair, but I need to see what they add first. Kyle, $2.99 a month for the REKAP membership is a better deal than most streaming apps out there. Thanks, Guff. Kyle, appreciate you. For those of you who aren't members yet, Come on. You're getting exclusive early access to videos now. We're doing the Katie had Alex Brown talking about the Bears defense. That's available now in the members only. Of course, we did the Q&A, gave away a couple hoodies after the Bears game last week. Phil Sims is probably wearing it right now. Don't know if y'all watch all the smoke, but they had the interview with Sammy Sosa. It was off the charts. Good, Jeremy. Baseball's been very, very good to me. I have not watched it. I'm going to take a peek at that. Thursday night bet coming here soon. I'm going to do the bet of the day. I do have a Thursday night bet. I would do 3 for 65. I don't hate that. 3 years, I would do that. Cade Horton was voted the Sporting News NL Rookie of the Year. I would expect him, Becky, to be named National League Rookie of the Year. Josh Guff of the Bears beat Baltimore despite the record with Lamar. Does that change a lot of eyes on the Bears as maybe a playoff team? At 5-2, I think you at least, yes. At that point, you'll start seeing those graphics soon in the hunt, and the Bears are right there. That's how you join. For those of you considering becoming members, which I think is a very good idea because the membership content's just going to continue to get bigger and the membership group's going to continue to grow. That's how you do it right there. You click the link or go to any one of our videos and click join, and bam. There you go. Cohort wants to know how fantasy football is going. I just knocked out the top team in my division. I'm 5-2 in Renegade, and I'm feeling damn good about it. I got a very tough game this week because I have like 100 guys on a bye. If I could somehow withstand that, watch out, I'm coming. Eli, I love Cap going straight to Ishbia. Say hey with no filter and crazy that he sits behind the dugout. Eli, that sounds like a guy who listened to the White Sox Recap podcast with that information. Bears game will be live bet bullets. I agree. I'll be sitting there close to the app. Cubs need to spend money, $1 million. I think it's going to cost more. Aaron Judge's not a free agent, my guy. Need a members-only raffle redemption. Want that Chasing Greatness hoodie. All right. We'll have different creative ways to give them away, Kyle. Is Cap in the basement in Renegade? He actually has kind of found a way. He won by like 3 points this week. He's 3-4, but he's not all that human bye week garbage. Trade Roma Dunze for AJ Brown. Why would you trade a young up and coming number one for an older declining number one? Not sure about that one. Eric, I'm going Bears 30, Ravens 24 on Sunday. I like the confidence coming from Eric. He's always a confident guy. Bet of the day. I'm going. You know what? Damn it! I should have just not gotten greedy, but I'm wearing the Dirk Digglers today. I'm calling it a win. We were 1-1. I've talked a lot about how I think Modest Buzelis is going to have a big year. I'm just listening to my guy Joe Colley on the Bulls Recap podcast. I even reached out to him yesterday. I'm like, kind of feeling strong about this 17. And he said, you know how I feel about Modest. So Bulls lose or win the game. So they come. You ready for this one? This is a real thing. And there's somewhere out there where I expect Lip Ripper to respond to this. So I just went to my account before the game or before we came on the show. And I was like, that sucks. I bet because the bets I give you guys, I bet myself. So I'm like, I expected a nice little hit. I'm like, wait, that's more. Let me check. I accidentally bet the Bulls plus 2.5. So I had Modest 17 or more. I had Bulls plus 2.5. The account looks a little nicer this morning. Tell me that's never happened. I know it has. The old accidental back your way into a bet, which tells me a bad weekend's coming. Bad weekend's coming. Close enough to the human bye week. Love you, Cap. Absolutely. That was a fantasy football trade. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. Top Guff is back. Let's keep riding. So yeah, why did I take that font down? So today we got Thursday night football with two teams. I kind of like the quarterback overs here, the way it's been going lately. I just got an insider text. I'll take all unders on Keenan Allen. I love Keenan Allen. They're going to throw the football a lot tonight. There's that soft zone defense that the Vikings play, and Keenan Allen's just been a machine. I'm not playing off of the 11 catch breakout game last week. I'm just going to go over the 50.5. Good spot, turf, good weather. I'm going. He has been that guy that the Bears thought they were getting last year. He is a security blanket all day long for Justin Herbert. I'm going over the 50.5. Dodgers in 5. We'll probably look at the World Series for a bet tomorrow. Lip, you lucky son of a bitch. I had Pistons minus 2.5, 4.5, and 5.5. We talked about the latter lip yesterday. It's that you can call me a lucky son of a bitch. That's fair. I laughed because I was like, man, usually the accidental bet doesn't favor you. And I looked at it, I was like, what? And then I said, Bulls plus 2. I just must have been on the move and boom, boom. I know what it means. I know what it means. That will get corrected by the gambling gods. Eric, the sports betting gambling situation is not only going to get worse, in my opinion. Hopefully no Chicago athletes get involved with the crap. Yeah, I mean, when you're sitting there, Terry Rozier impacting unders because you know that you're going to come out of the game with a phantom injury, which is what has been reported, that's ridiculous. He should be banned for the NBA for life. I really believe that. Dodgers in 6. Dodgers in 6 means they get 3 postseason losses, which means they don't flirt with the Chicago White Sox all-time record of 11-1, as is Dodgers in 5, because they currently do have 1 loss. Kyle says it goes 7. Haven't picked a winner yet. Guess if Ohtani ends it somehow, some way. Well, that would solidify him being the MVP of the World Series, if in fact true. Vladdy Guerrero, the MVP of the ALCS. Shohei Ohtani, of course, the MVP of the NLCS. And why wouldn't he be? He could have done that just for his game 4 situation alone last Friday, which was striking out 10 and hitting 3 home runs. We're going Keenan Allen over the 50.5 tonight. Over the 50.5. Plenty of things to come on the channel. We have the Bulls recap from last night. We're going to have a Bulls recap podcast. We're going to tape as soon as this is over. We're having a Cubs recap podcast. Both of those will drop later on the channel. We have the recap rush hour. That'll be available. That'll have the latest on the Bears injury front and as well news about Lamar Jackson. And then we're back up and at it again tomorrow for another edition of this fine show. And the Bulls, I believe, play on Saturday again. So expect to see a recap from the Bulls. And we'll do it. We'll have the Bulls for you. I know there's been talk. Where are the Hawks? Where are the Hawks? When we start getting the backing, we'll start doing Hawks again. I know some of you have said, I'd watch. We'll get there. We'll get there. Have a great rest of your day. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. It's a Friday fun day edition tomorrow of the Recap Lunch Hour. Make your plans to be with us. Tell your friends. Hop on the membership portal too. For those of you waiting, come on. It's $2.99. You spent $2.99 on stupider shit already today. I'm telling you right now. That's, by the way, the next appearance at Hooters, November 11th. We'll be in Melrose Park for Studio 41 Football Recap live. Have a great rest of your day. Kyle says, have a great afternoon. Let's keep it going, Chicago. Let's go Blackhawks tonight. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully cashing our Keenan Allen 50.5 over. Let's go. All brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com, order.hooters.com. Have a great rest of your day. We appreciate you guys very, very much. It's the Recap Lunch Hour. We do it every day at 12:30. Take